Welcome to Ancestor The Humankind Odyssey. It's Abyss, and in this video, I'm going to show you the Father Tree landmark and the 3 meteorite sites locations. Now remember to hit that like button and subscribe to help support the channel. Alright, so if you have 2 adults follow you and each adult is piggybacking 2 kids, including yourself, when you visit all 3 meteorite sites with the 6 kids, you will end up with 24 reinforcement points. But before we get started, there are 2 skills you're going to want to get before you make the travel. Alright, so the first one is called Group Preservation, where clan members have the ability to dodge an attack. This one is very useful to have for your clan members so they don't get poison, bleeding, or any kind of injuries. Next one is called Group Defense, where clan members have the ability to defend themselves during an attack. So I highly recommend that you get both of these if you can. You can get them easily by just dodging a bunch of enemies or attacking a bunch of enemies. Eventually you will open up the tree to them, but I highly recommend that you have both of them: group preservation, group defense, and then you're going to want to make your journey. Alright, so the first thing to note is I did not do this until my 2nd evolution leap, which means I was at my 3rd settlement. Now I waited till then simply because the Father Tree landmark is within viewing of your settlement, and this is the closest landmark, which is the Jungle Lone Oasis. So once you get to this landmark settlement, basically the Father Tree is right there in the background. I'm going to show you in just a second, and you can see the diamond at the top of the tree right there is our Father Tree landmark, easily seen from our settlement. So that's the main reason why I recommend waiting until you get this settlement right here, because it's only a couple minutes away, so you can easily make the travel by yourself, discover it, and then the 3 meteorite sites will spawn in. When you get back to your settlement, just make sure before you go that you set up 2 adults with them piggybacking 2 kids. So when you go back to your settlement and you tell them to follow you, you'll have 6 kids following you, right? Because you'll have your own 2 piggyback. Also, make sure you give them their own sharpened sticks so that they have a way to defend themselves. For you, you can just carry rocks in your hands, because then you can just hit enemies with them as much as you want. They don't tend to break until you get like a meteorite, and then you can hit them with that. That'll unlock different things too. Alright, now that we have discovered the Father Tree landmark, the 3 meteorites have now spawned in. You'll notice there'll be 3 black clouds of smoke. Basically, that is indicating where the meteorites are going to be at. Right now, I'm going to show you exactly a bunch of landmarks that are around the area, just in case you're having trouble finding this location, and then I will pick it back up afterwards. Alright, so starting at our settlement, we're going to go to the first meteorite that's all the way towards the right. The second one that we're going to go to is the one that is located on an island. And the third one that we're going to go to is beyond the Father Tree landmark, all the way towards the left. Again, while you're here at your settlement, make sure that you have 2 adults following you. They have their own 2 kids, along with you have your own 2 kids, so that we have 6 kids on the trip. And then give them a sharpened stick to defend themselves. And you can easily have a couple rocks in your hands, because you can use those as many times as you want. Alright, so a couple things to note about your clan members. They always seem to be respawning right behind you. There's things like climbing rock structures that they will not do. But after a while, if you just move forward, once you get to the top of that structure, just turn around and you'll notice that your clan members will be right behind you as if they did, even though they didn't. So it's a little weird with the way the AI works in this game. If you do run into any enemies, always initiate an attack first. Don't let your clan members do that, just in case they do not. It's his best way to scare off an enemy, just like I just did right there. If you ever notice at the bottom right corner of your screen, that is your clan mini map. You'll see the two white lines being drawn towards the center. Those are your clan members, right? So if you ever see that blinking red, that means they're currently being attacked by an enemy. You need to quickly turn around and go defend them. So now that we're at the first meteorite site, I'm going to show you all the landmarks that are around the area, and then I'll pick it back up afterwards. Alright, so before you inspect this meteorite, just make sure your two allies are right there beside you so that you will get 6 reinforcement points, 1 for each kid that visit the meteorite site. So this is the first of 3 locations, and then after you inspect it, pick up the meteorite that is left behind, and you can use that now to bonk enemies over the head. That will unlock different things. So next I'm going to go down to the edge and then show you the next 2 meteorite locations. Alright, so walking towards the next 2 black clouds of smoke, you'll notice that the one that is closest to us is the one that is on the island, and the one that is farther away in the background there, that is the one that is beyond the Father Tree landmark. So as we get closer to the one that is on the island, you can see a good picture of it right there. Now this one is by the Great Lake Lakeside Oasis landmark, so it's very easy to find. You will have to swim your way out there. So if you have unlocked the swim ability, this will help you out with your stamina. But if you didn't, you can still make your way there. It's not going to be that bad at all. So when we get there, I'm going to show you a couple landmarks that are around the area. Alright, so again, before you investigate, just make sure your allies are right there beside you so that you'll get the 6 additional reinforcement points, which is at a total of right now 18. So to get back to our camp very quickly, we're going to use Hysteria. So the way this works is you're going to find an enemy and you're going to want to dodge the whole time. What will basically happen is at the bottom left corner of your screen, your white bar will slowly start to disappear as you're dodging an enemy. And once that goes away, a red bar will appear. So just continuously dodge an enemy. And once that red bar goes all the way full, you'll be teleported automatically back to your settlement, which will save you a ton of time. So once you get back to your settlement, just make sure they are well fed, they have drinking enough water. You might have to switch to each one of them just to double check and make sure there's no injuries, bleeding, broken bones. Just make sure they are all fixed up, ready to go for our final trip. All right, so for the third meteorite, we're going to be starting at the Father Tree landmark and then making our way towards the black cloud of smoke. If you were fairly quick with the first two and used the hysteria to get back to the camp, this black cloud of smoke will definitely still be there. I even slept, fed all my allies, water, drink, food, repair their bones, help their bleeding. Quite some time to do that, and the black cloud of smoke was still there. So just make your way towards it, and then eventually you're going to see a cliff. But you'll notice there is a branch that you can try to jump to. I honestly missed it, but if you can make it to that branch, this will save you a ton of time. I think it's just slightly out of range, so if you do attempt to do this, make sure that you have something that will protect your bones for the fall, because I missed it. All right, so but if you do miss it, all you have to do is climb all the way to the top, and that'll bring you right where the meteorite is. So I'm going to show you some more landmarks right around the area so you can get a good idea where I'm at. All right, so again, on the last one, just make sure your allies are right beside you before you go in and investigate. And this will be our final one, which will give us a total of 24 reinforcement points. All right, so I have a theory, but I can't confirm if this will actually work because I was not able to reload a save or anything like that to try this again. What I noticed is when I did a generation jump, which is the 15 years later, all of my kids that went to an adult, all 6 of them had a genetic mutation, right? So what I was thinking, the theory is that whenever you go to a meteorite, they end up getting a genetic mutation, right? All 6 of the kids. So if that is the case, then what I would probably recommend doing is going to the first and third meteorite that I show you in this video, and then doing a generation jump 15 years later. Those kids now will be adults, and all 6 of them will have a genetic mutation. Now, I can't confirm if this will actually work, but if someone wants to confirm this in the comments down below, that will be extremely helpful. So the reason why I say go to the first and third meteorite sites, because those 2 are probably the hardest ones to find. The one in the middle that is on an island is one of the easiest ones to find because it's right by the Great Lakeside Oasis. Simple enough to find. That one you shouldn't have any trouble if the black cloud of smoke goes away. Once you go to the first and third one, you do a generation jump. Those kids will be adults, and those 6 adults will have the genetic mutation from visiting the 2 meteorites. Okay, so then you go have 6 more kids, and then you go to the second one that I showed you that is on the island, and if those 6 kids do a generation jump to an adult and they end up getting genetic mutations again, all 6 of them, then you would want to do an evolution jump because you will have 12 genetic mutations ready to unlock. If that is the case, that would be your best case scenario to do, simply because getting 12 genetic mutations unlocked will be extremely helpful within the game. But that is a theory. I cannot confirm it, but if someone can, that would be extremely helpful and appreciated. So definitely check out the comments down below and see if anyone has confirmed this. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel, and I will see you next time.